Welcome to Pat's Cast, the unofficial Regina Pats podcast. This is our episode for November 28th, 2018. I'm Matt.
I'm Chris.
Here's a lead feed for Lascension off the blade of Pratt. They score! Lascension from a sharp angle knifes it past the netminder. That looks like a dead play all the way. Lascension would quit.
Picked up by Henry. He'll wheel around his net, up his right side, cuts back left wing and center. Now on the right wing feed for Alkamov. Back for Henry. He scores! A hat trick in the second period for Nick Henry as he goes 5. Hold on to Laura.
Okay, this week we are wrapping up our BC road trip. Kind of coming home a little battered and bruised. Tail between our legs after this one. Going into this road trip, I thought this would be the defining point, maybe the turning point possibly of our season. And I think it is. Whether it's good or bad, it's probably kind of dictating where this season's going. Came out of it total of 6 games with 1 win, and it kind of set us in our spot, I think. I mean, what's your overall impression?
Yeah, it was a rough road trip. There's some couple decent efforts, couple not so decent efforts overall. These last 3 games, they were all winnable. Honestly, PG game, they really had a good effort, but they just couldn't get it done there. You get the win in Kamloops, that's nice. Kelowna was all right.
They were close.
Yeah, they were close, like right there, but
these were also teams that are near the bottom as well, right? We're second to last. Kelowna's not much higher. PG a little bit higher, but not really quality teams. So
no, exactly, and that's 2 out of 3 would have been nice.
Yeah,
out of these last 3, but 1 is all we got. So
yeah,
there's just a few just bad plays, like guy making some bad penalties, costing us goals on the power play, right? So
yeah. I mean, when you watch these goals in the highlights again, it feels like our defensive play is just Timbity, man. Like turning around the wrong way and not getting sticks in the right spot and following the puck, and everyone's out of position. It's got to be frustrating as the coach to watch some of these goals.
Preventable goals, right?
Yeah.
And then you see Paddock giving it up in that PG game, giving it right to the guy. So like that's just
Ugh.
bad,
Yeah.
Bad start to the game.
Well, let's start with Kamloops, the one we did win. Again, giving up an early goal. That was another theme with this road trip. It seemed to be the early goals given up. We gave up a goal about 3.5 minutes in. Came back though with 3 unanswered there, and then they got one in the third. But
that first one with Creta, it's something we haven't seen much this year, is getting some bounces. It goes off 2 different Kamloops guys and into the net. Like,
this was a tough game. Their goaltender played really good. Ferguson played very well. I think we deserved this one, and we did.
Yeah, and I wasn't expecting anything less. He's a pretty solid goaltender. So,
yeah,
they're struggling as a team, as a whole, but they got him back there.
Got to talk about that goal by Jake Lasician, the second goal.
He
picked up the puck. He just drew all their eyes. Everyone was facing him, and Nick Henry came in, and Lasician just fed him a beautiful backhand pass, and Henry put it away. But boy, that was nice. Just watching. I mean, he obviously garners that attention with his skill, and they just focused on him, and he was able to distribute the puck, which was awesome.
Yeah, we've seen a few of those going the other way against us.
Yeah.
Where we've been puck watching.
Yeah.
Like that sit-away goal reminds me of the sit-away goal that we gave up there. But yeah, that was a big goal late in the period too. So to take a 2-1 lead going into the third period.
Yeah. This game was okay. Only 3 penalties that we took. Three power plays for each team. So we didn't get any goals on ours.
Yeah,
but neither did they.
Yeah, I noted our power play didn't look that great that game at all. We got the win, so it's all that really matters.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping we'd carry some momentum into, Kelowna. Again, quick goal, 2:15. They score. I don't know. I don't know if we just come out so flat, and it's tough. If you don't have a great, highly skilled team to start, those are the things that are going to be tough. Giving up early goals, and then all the power plays again. Five penalties we took. They had 2 power play goals. Kelowna, that is. I don't know.
Yeah, like and always come from behind, right? That's tough when we are lacking skill, right? Down the lineup. It's tough to, they score the first one, all right, you got to get 2 right away.
Yeah.
Not right away, but you need 2 to get
2
the
to
lead
win.
back, right?
Yeah.
So at least 2 to win, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the penalties in this game weren't great. That one by Pratt, I think that earned him the bench after that one, after he shot that guy's stick away.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, something had to be done. Like that's just bad. You just can't be doing that.
Yeah,
And they capitalize on the power play. So 2 of theirs on the power play.
right. I know, right? Like, I don't know. This was a tough road trip. Even the games were late. As a fan, the games were late, so you're chaining up to watch them, and then you just see these. Like, the first goal that Kelowna scored on us. They had it behind our red line and just walked out and scored. Like,
Yeah.
you're sitting there
They just
3 minutes in, and you're like, oh my god, it's 9 o'clock already. I got to get up at 5:30, but I stuck it out.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it's a long time. It's they're away. You start to feel a little bit of a disconnect from the team, and happy to have them back.
Yeah, this weekend will be nice to get back in the rink.
It will be. It's going to smell a little bit like cow crap, but whatever. It's nice to have them back, get some hometown hockey back. I don't know, they always say this road trip's good for team bonding, but we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, coming home was nice too. Sleep in their own beds, relax a bit, have this week off. The week off after the PG game they played on Friday. This game, I thought we deserved at least. I don't know. It was close. It was a close game. It wasn't as bad. Still, again, six power plays for PG. We killed them all, at least. Outshot them 33-21. Now, talking about trying to stay in the game. Wow, even watching that game on the internet feed, boy, there was those stands were barren.
Yeah.
I think that
definitely empty.
Official attendance, they said 2,300, but I don't know if that's a big rink or what. They were spread all over. That was not a lot of support there for a Friday night game.
No. Yeah, and I know they have some issues where there's the BC teams or the US teams, they always come up play 2-2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, so sometimes there's attendance issues there where you get the same team on back-to-back nights. But here you had Regina and then Saskatoon was playing the next night, I believe. So
yeah,
you got
I think they were. Yeah.
2 totally different teams that you don't see, and they couldn't
Friday
draw
night.
too many fans.
But I guess we should talk about the natural hat trick that Nick Henry had. That was pretty cool to see. Have to look for the bright spot here, and that definitely was one. That was pretty nice. His second goal, I think it was the one where he toe dragged and deked that guy. That was nice.
Yeah, that second one was real nice. He made that play in our own zone. He came back and battled in the corner, took the puck away from the guy, circled around the net, and skated up and passed it off to Pratt. And then Pratt drops it to him as he's the trailer. And so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One thing from this game was Marco Cretta's boarding. Obviously, definitely a penalty in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so he got the 5 in a game misconduct. Now, no suspension for this. Is that right?
No, yeah, I looked the other day and there was no suspension. So
I don't know. We were saying at the beginning of the season with all these suspensions and things like that, okay, well, at least if it's consistent, we'll get it, and everyone can deal with it because So now we're starting to see some wavering in that, and it's kind of like, why, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's when you start to scratch your head and think, okay, well, this this guy got kicked out for a game earlier in the season. Now Coretta commits a pretty blatant, severe checking from behind, boarding.
Yeah. Yeah, the way the guy went down, it was kind of awkward, and it did not look good at all. But he came back in the game, so.
It was pure numbers that he hit, too. Like, it was...
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. Don't know. That's what we always start to scratch our heads, and just that's when you start to get maybe a little frustrated on the suspensions and whatnot. But
yeah, like another thing, like we lost 5-3 in that game, but I mean, empty netter 4-3, and then the shorthanded giveaway that Paddock gave to the guy. So that's
I don't even know
two
how to bring that
freebies.
up. Like, oh my god!
Yeah.
But so that's another. That was a shorthanded goal 5 minutes in. That your goalie just gift wrapped this puck to this guy, and it's just like it's got to be so defeating for the team. I'm not blaming that, not that it's Paddock's fault or whatever. Just these early goals have to be just starting to wear on you as a team, and it's just like, okay, we've given up one quick, we're down, and like you said earlier, now you have to score two at least because they've got one, and I mean they get another one, so then you're thinking, okay, we got to score 3 goals. Tough one. But looking forward, got a bit of a different looking team here. I don't know, this is a little bittersweet. We talked a lot about Hyman and his play this year and maybe not holding it down as a 20-year-old would be expected. And so he was moved. I don't know if this is why. It has nothing. I don't know if it was his play or what, but he was moved this week over to Everett. So, I mean, he's got another chance at a good run. So good for him, I guess. You got any info on what we got in return?
Not much. Like, he hasn't scored too many goals. Actually, Hyman has more career goals than he does. So
yeah.
So I don't know.
But with the way our injuries are going, we needed a forward, so that's nice. And he's a big guy.
Yeah. And then we find out today we're going to lose Sebastian Strue for a few games.
Right.
He's going to World Juniors, the Division II World Juniors, so he'll be gone. He'll be back after Christmas. So theirs is before Christmas. So it sounds like he left today, and then they play early in December. So he'll be back after Christmas. So.
Sorry, I said Everett. It's Tri-City he went to.
Oh, right, yeah,
right,
yeah.
For Brett Clayton. So
yeah,
and a 3rd round pick. So in all, pretty happy with that. You have to be.
No, for sure. If a 3rd round pick's nothing to sneeze at. So that's a decent return. We gave up a 2nd and Owen Williams for him. So
yeah,
that's not a terrible trade-off in the end, right? It worked out. Tri-City, maybe they just needed some more something on the back end, and he put up the points. It just his defensive game was just a little lacking, we thought. So,
and I still think it's because he was trying to do too much. If he can get on a team, like say when he played with Seattle, I remember seeing him thinking, wow, like, and then when he came here, I thought, oh, fantastic, right? But I think this year he tried to do too much. Yeah,
like he's a good second pairing defenseman, maybe 3rd, right? Like he's not a top line defensive pairing guy, right? So, but
we were putting him on like PP1. I think he was just not his game. That's not him. So,
and like he did put up some points, but I mean, when we were scoring, when the power play was hot there at the start of the year, like he was getting lots of assists, but and the power play has cooled off lately. Like we haven't done too well on the power play lately, so
it has a bit, yeah. So get to see Brett Clayton hopefully coming up here. Will be out more so still. Is he indefinite yet?
Yeah, it still says indefinite for him.
Okay. I did see his Instagram. He's out shooting some deer and stuff, so he's at least okay.
All right.
And any news on Robbie Holmes?
Holmes, I think it said 2 to 3 weeks, I believe.
Yeah. Duncan Pierce is day-to-day.
And day-to-day, so that's good to hear.
Yeah, really good. He could be maybe back for this weekend.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Yeah, it would be. We've got 3 games coming up this weekend, first being in Brandon on Friday. So we had a bit of a rest after getting home. It's been a week since playing out in BC. Hopefully a little rested and ready to go. 3-3, so a bit of a tough schedule, but nothing out of the ordinary. Every team has to go through that every year. But
Yeah.
Brandon's kind of, I expect a little more from them this year. They've been struggling a little bit here and there. They're still holding on to a decent spot, but not really doing what I would have expected.
Yeah, I thought they'd be a little better this year, but I kind of picked them to be up there with PA and first, but that's clearly not happening. So
Yeah, they're
but
they're in Swift tonight. I'm just looking. They're just up 2-1 in the second.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean it's. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. I'd like to think it's winnable, but I don't know. I guess we'll see on the road. A few new faces in there could be a tough game for us.
yeah, I don't. That's gonna be a tough game, definitely. I don't think I'd pick a win there.
But we'll see, because the next day at home we're hosting PA, which man, they're rolling. I saw they played Red Deer last night and beat them. I think it was only 4-3, but they put up three quick goals, so they were up, and then Red Deer slowly chipped away at it. But wow, they are putting up some gaudy numbers.
Yeah, and Red Deer was the only team that beat them, so there's lots of hype with that game, and it was in Red Deer too. So
Yeah. So they're on what are the 19 or 20 game win streak
17
now?
or 18, I think
Is
they're
it
at.
that? Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So I mean, regardless of how that game goes, it might be just fun
Yeah.
a good experience to see this team. I mean,
Yeah.
we whooped some teams the last few years, so it's our turn here, and I think just take it as go see one of the best teams in the country right now.
Exactly. Like we had our time at the top, and now it's somebody else's turn. So
Yeah.
you know, so yeah, and they're already up 1-0 on Edmonton tonight. So I thought maybe this might be, a back-to-back.
Yeah.
Edmonton
It's a
might
good
have
point.
a chance with this game, but
A bit of a trap
4
game
minutes.
after a big game.
Yeah, and Edmonton's decent right there.
Yeah.
They're doing all right. So, but yeah, 4 minutes and PA's already up 1-0. So, and then I guess then Sunday, Medicine Hat.
Teddy bear toss. Wrap your bears.
Yes, bag your bears.
Bag your bears. That's what it is. I mean, out of all the three, I think this is the winnable game to me.
Yeah.
Medicine Hat's got kind of a funny schedule coming into that one too, don't they? Speaking of funny schedules, you were down in Indianapolis for the weekend, American Thanksgiving, but they had Moose Jaw and Lethbridge on at the CHL showcase on Sportsnet. So
on Saturday.
They played the afternoon game. So I was watching that, and they were saying how Lethbridge. So they played in Brandon on the Friday, and they rolled into Moose Jaw 3 a.m. on the Saturday. Then had to play this afternoon game.
Oh wow!
They just about won. They went to overtime, but it's ugly, man. I was talking to a guy who has a bit of an insight on some of the Wheat Kings, and so he was talking to a guy about how that works, and they say they roll up to these stadiums, and sometimes they kind of have like I don't know, he called it sort of a hospitality room where the guys can lay down and it's like sleep. It's just like sleeping mats and stuff, like and they're sleeping on the bus. And he was saying that it's, man, thinking I'm mid-30s, you're mid-30s, thinking of doing that. Oh my God, that would kill me. But I remember being like 17 and 18, you'd sleep on floors, you'd bounce back up. So I don't know, maybe these kids can do it, but God, I can't. Some tough games for these guys.
Yeah, no doubt. And that
Tough
game's
life.
scheduled for, I assume it was scheduled for 7:00, right? And
Right,
then
yeah. Then it got,
Sportsnet rolls in and say, "Oh, we want to do this game, so it's 2:00."
yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. I know. Even last night, I didn't get home till 2 a.m. last night. So, and then got to get up early in the morning to go to work. So.
Oh, my bad. Medicine's Hat is at home on on the Saturday, so they'll just come in on the Sunday. So
Still, they're playing Saturday night, are they not?
true, yeah. So
At
they'd
home,
get
and then
up.
they got to come here.
They would just get up and come. Yeah, they won't have I don't know what time they'll leave, but that's a good 5-hour drive from Medicine Hat to here.
Yeah.
So either they're getting up early or they're not getting too much of a warm up in.
Yeah. So I think we can win that game.
I think so.
Nice to get one of these three here. So
Yeah.
because the other PA is not winnable, and Brandon's going to be tough. So.
Do you think we'll see Ian Scott with PA?
We might not.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, his stats are pretty unreal. A 948 save percentage.
And what's his goals against? Like 1.3 or something?
Yeah, 1.4. So.
Yeah, like. So you even get one by him would be some. I saw when Hyman was traded, they had the little video, and it was him scoring against PA. So I saw some comment, how come all the videos were people scoring against PA? I was thinking, well, if they can score against PA, that means something. So
yeah, he must be good if he can score against PA.
Yeah, exactly.
One thing that just came up like an hour or two ago, Ryan Peckford of the was playing with the Moose Jaw Warriors. He just left the team. The team said he didn't request a trade or anything. So I don't know what's happening there. It's kind of fresh off the press here. He's a 19-year-old. He's got 8 goals, 16 points in 20 games. And so, like, he's a decent player. I don't know, maybe something's not working out in Moose Jaw, that he doesn't like the situation. So
yeah, you never know. I mean, these guys, they've got a narrow window to make their mark and make their impression. If they are hoping to move on to the next level, if they think that's in their cards, they have to, they only have a little while to prove themselves. And if he's not feeling it there, who knows what else it could be, right? He could just be tired of hockey. It could be family. Who knows, right? It could be health.
Yeah, who knows, right?
Moose Jaw's been a bit of a... I'm surprised how they're keeping it together. I would have expected them to be right in the basement with us and Swift Current.
Yeah, no, I'm thoroughly impressed by Moose Jaw. Yeah. Like they've done well. So
yeah, Justin Almeida is playing. He's playing well still, but they lost some major players. Jet Wu is good though. So
yeah, you got Josh Brook as well.
Yeah.
But they haven't scored a ton of goals, but they haven't given up a ton either. They've only given up 60 goals. So, and that's second in the whole Eastern Conference.
Mm-hmm.
That's second to PA. So, right there, Well, actually, it says they're on a 6-game winning streak right here. 7-1-1-1 in the last 10. So
yeah, and they're holding on to the 3rd playoff spot right now. So that was the team that we had to sort of watch and keep up with, and they've quickly pulled away.
Yeah.
So
and they don't take penalties. 165 penalty minutes, so that's best in the East, the whole Eastern Conference. So
we have like 200 more than them. Literally 200 more penalty minutes than them.
I know.
Yikes.
It's so bad. Like, we're 4th in the league in penalty minutes, and we're 1st in actual times shorthanded. So
wow.
And we have the 2nd worst penalty kill. So that's just a recipe for disaster, right?
It really is. If we could just work on that, stop giving up the early goals and less penalties, I'd be happy, right?
Yeah.
We don't even need to win many games, but let's just do that.
Just fundamentals, basics, kind of. We gotta get back to. But I mean, it's been a problem with this team for a while. Like, we've been in the top 7 in penalty minutes since the 2012-13 season. So it's something's got to change in the culture of this team, right? And that's even coaching changes in that window, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you can't even blame it on one system or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Different coaches, different players, right? So something's got to change here
But
soon.
okay, but then what's the relationship? If everything's different, then how is it other
Yeah,
than the sweater? Like, so
I don't know.
clearly it's the refs.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's all you can blame it on, right?
I was when I was watching that Kelowna game, we were talking, or sorry, Kamloops. We only took three, they took three. There could have been a lot more. That was one thing I was thinking. I'm thinking, man, we could have had way more penalties. It was just the way it was called. Even though we only took
Yeah,
three, there was some clutching and grabbing and stuff that I saw. I thought, well, that'll be a penalty, and it never was. So I think that was a loosely called game, which helped us. Well, yeah, I'm excited. You know, with all even the losses, I'm excited to have him back. It's a good 3 weeks not going to a game. It's easy. You just kind of get out of it a little bit. It's too bad.
yeah. I snuck in those U Sports games last weekend there, weekend before, I guess,
Yeah,
just to get some hockey action in. So
yeah, yeah. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun to go back, see some live hockey again, and see some new faces. See how our defense now is. I don't know. We're hoping for 1 out of 3 here. Kind of just lowering our expectations over the season, but that's all right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe Scholler will go back to full-time defenseman or what here?
I did hear that on
Uh,
the radio today. That's what they're
did
expecting.
they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He got promoted to the second line there. So
What does that say though? Like, oh my goodness.
yeah,
Ugh.
your 20-year-old D-man's playing second line forward. So
Right. Right. And I know you're short, but oy. Well, they've done a
yeah,
few things to try and correct it. I mean, the injury bug too. What are you going to do? That's
yeah.
nobody's fault. So,
Like 2/3 of your second line's gone. So,
yeah,
but
exactly. I haven't heard there's still no definitive answer out of Cranbrook, is there?
yeah, no, I haven't heard anything. I didn't see anything.
I've been
I
trying
don't know if you
they were
saw
supposed
anything.
to have no, they were supposed to have they delayed their original press conference and then I didn't see anything. I've been looking, haven't I don't know. I mean, there's all these rumors and people writing things, but nothing actually official about it.
Yeah,
I hear they're going to play in uh, just the university rink to start with, and that's like
yeah.
1,500 seats. So
I totally forgot about them having that press conference. They delayed it, and then yeah, and
just
I didn't
didn't
see
see.
anything on it.
Yeah, they just stopped
And
talking.
and if it would have happened, it would have been all over. People would have been talking about it, but
Yeah,
obviously nothing
yeah,
happened.
yeah.
So,
We'll keep our ear to the ground.
oh, and one thing about that trade, go back to that trade with Hyman there.
Yeah.
It looks like Tri-Cities, the pick we got from Tri-Cities, is actually Saskatoon's pick. So,
Oh,
you know, so that'll be our top pick
okay.
for next year as of right now.
Yeah,
It's a third rounder, so it'll be Saskatoon's pick. So we'll have to keep an eye on how
okay.
Saskatoon does. So at this moment, Saskatoon's better than Tri-City, so that'll be a lower pick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good to know.
Um,
It's good to keep track of that, just with all the draft picks that get traded around. Did you see that one in the OHL?
yeah, oh yeah,
What was it?
11
11
picks.
picks? Like, really?
I
That's
know, that's crazy. You could have a whole new team next year, or 2 years or 3 years from now with 11 picks.
that's
Like
nuts.
there was some late ones, like there was like a 13th rounder, but I mean, still,
Yeah, I know. Like, why even have that? I mean, when I watch the draft, it's like some teams abstain from
yeah, they just
that far
pass.
down. But regardless, that's nuts.
It could start to lean that way out here now without being able to trade the younger players.
Right.
Well, if we can't get younger players, you just got to give us more draft picks, right? So,
And I don't know if we'll see the first draft pick rule, round one draft pick rule as well.
yeah, who knows? I think they might see how this goes, and then
Hmm.
kind of let it play out for a few years, and then go from there.
But I mean,
Because
there's
I
a
don't
way
know.
around that too. I think this 17-year-old thing, like, it's
I don't know.
if
I
you have
think
that
they're
clause in there,
for
if it's if he has to agree to it, well, if you don't agree to it, you're sitting or like
well. See, technically, all those younger guys had no quote unquote no trade clauses, but
okay.
the teams are just like, wow, this is in your best interest, right? And
Oh,
the players always from what it sounded like, players always, for most part, just said, okay, yeah, I'll get traded. But now I think the 17-year-old has to declare that I want to be traded, and I think the WHL is like looking into that. So like, there's no funny business going on, right? Like, because now you see when teams are tweeting out about players, so and so has requested a trade, like that 17-year-old from Medicine Hat, and I don't think he's even gotten moved, but they specifically stated that he asked for a trade. Yeah. But who knows? Maybe GMs are going to start handing out these first rounders like candy, and then yeah, we'll take them. We could use a couple. Yeah, we could use a couple each.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that's
for
true.
Lecition and Henry.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be like it was last year. It's not shaping up that way, I don't think. But we'll see. Struch was saying he was pretty hush-hush on it. I heard a little interview with him, and he's saying he said the sell-off isn't starting, but they're entertaining calls. It sounded like, so I guess.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, that's
starting. There's movement starting now. I mean, we're 25 games in the season, so
yeah,
things are starting to shape up.
And technically, there can be no trades. From the 10th to after Christmas sometimes. So
right.
I mean, nothing official can be announced, but stuff happens.
Lots of talks
behind the scenes. So
yeah. Right on. So let's wrap up this week. Tough week, but nice to be back. And quick shout out to Phil Thrill. It's his 30th birthday today. So happy birthday to Phil Andrews. Probably the best, because we hear a little bit of the away feeds, right? I think easily the best voice, and I really like him. See you guys at the rink this week. Got a couple games. PA, awesome team coming in. Should be fun to watch. And then Medicine Hat, we both think a winnable game. And of course, it's Teddy Bear Toss. Bag your bear. Why do they do that? What? So it doesn't. Can they not use it if it gets all wet and snowy?
Yeah, because the ice is all dirty, right?
Yeah. So keep your nice bear nice and clean. And good. We'll see you guys at the rink.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
On Yabuchi, across the bat line, try to move. Hyman buries him into the boards. What a hit.